now is now broadcasted.
It's now canon.
It's now canon.
Now canon? No, I'm not talking then.
Let's see. Actually, I should try to take myself off push to talk because I will forget.
Oh wait, everything we say from this point on is now canon?
Yes.
No.
In that case, Ash killed Karstein in her sleep
Oh
accidentally.
my goodness,
no,
what
no,
a
no.
twist!
Don't even.
What a twist. What a
Starting
twist.
shit.
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna just
Ash was
tweet
just
out.
asleep. He accidentally lit up on fire. It hit the gunpowder in Karstein's belt and
Oh damn. Let me just tweet.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's done. Do you like my really rubbish scribble over the title card?
I think it's great.
Alright,
yes.
yeah.
Oh god.
I need to see this.
Oh yes.
Oh, dang it.
Alright. I'll just wait a few minutes just for people to roll in.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Oh, it doesn't matter. I mean, we can talk to ourselves.
I do that all the time.
Yeah, I do
We're
that all
good
the
at it.
time. I mean,
Look, I have an entire character created around it.
Yeah, you do.
it's true.
Well, technically you're talking to me, but...
I mean, in my head, before he was in this game, it was just talking to himself, so...
Yeah, really, yes. Okay, actually, I've got the bot open. Yes.
You have the wood.
I have my notes. My bot. I have a bot. Leaks Robot. You can see the
Oh, Leeks Robot.
Leaks Robot.
It's here. Guys, Leeks Robot is
My
here.
robot.
It's like the best robot out there.
It is. There's a leaky one.
It's also, like its name implies, incredibly clumsy and gets lost very easy.
No. Well, yes, but look, it takes talent to get lost to the map. All right.
You know what? That's probably true.
I was gonna say, Leek, do you feel called out?
No comment. All right, so
I do it out of love, I swear.
All right then, I'll start. I guess. I even wrote stuff for this. I wrote an intro. Horribly spelt, because even God, stupid word. I hate it because I'm British, right? Word tries to correct my British spelling. How dare you?
It's okay. I feel that pain because I do British spelling sometimes too.
Yeah,
And
if it's any consolation, yeah, it's like behavior's the one that I almost always throw the U in.
Like, I don't want to use a Z, I want to use an S. Ugh. Okay, let's see. I'm sorry, a Z.
Minor rage.
ZZ.
We're okay now.
Yeah, it's fine.
Wibble
It's
rage.
all good.
Or would that be Wibble wage?
Wibble wage, yeah.
Wage?
Yeah.
I don't know if the word, I don't know.
I'm so angry!
Wage.
I'm so angry!
He's so small
Let's
and
see,
angry.
that
I'm
works.
so small and angry. I'm full of wage.
I don't appreciate the call outs.
Hey, Alex isn't the only small one.
There are many small things.
I just love the random shit he gets into. It's
You know, you just remember, guys, you have to be very kind to each other,
oh
right?
my goodness, yes.
Jeez.
We're always adventurers, we're all heroes here, okay? Okay, so, let's begin, because...
Yes, let's get started because I need to check on food.
Okay, so,
Remember, pre-show. It's the
pre-show.
real
Oh, this
fun.
is all pre-show, yeah. There'll be probably after
This is the real
chats, too. Yeah. So, today, yes, hello and welcome to a very special episode of the MeNATTERie, which I titled the MeNATTERie, ho-ho, since this week, the players and I are going to have a little natter about what has happened so far their own theories about the direction of the story is heading and why that is, and their perceptions about other players' characters, their thoughts about their own characters, and how the story has affected them, and that kind of thing. Heck, even if they have questions for me or, about the NPCs and the like, please do as well when you have time. And if there are folks in chat who even want to ask the players something themselves, then go ahead. I'll probably do reminders in the chat as well as I go along. I'll be typing and whatnot if people turn up. Okay, so I'm the DM for this group, mostly known as Leak Wibble or Leak Draws or just Leak on social medias. Hello. For those listening that are maybe a little new to the MeNATTErie, it's a homebrew D&D 5e game set in a strange situation in which a band of adventurers from various walks of life and from different parts of the world keep waking up in new places each session. They are currently trying to piece together why this is happening to them, some gaining some hints from their deities, while others being directly affected by whatever is toying with them in various subtle ways. Many have had dreams, some very unpleasant ones, or not so pleasant, but very confusing, and soon have woken up in their own hometowns or lands. Some have been tempted by promises, or have had to make a very hard decision, or have witnessed troublesome things concerning those they care for, and they have all encountered a collection of NPCs along the way, as well as a couple of antagonists which yet to confound them. All past sessions are up on my YouTube channel, by the way, so have fun watching those, and I'll link them in various places as well. Right, so let's get to introducing the players, and also, let's see, could you also introduce yourself and also your character, describe who they are, that kind of thing, just as a roll call. So I'll just go down the list. I think Matt, you're first.
Okay, well, I just want to go ahead and point out the three of us that are here, we're the main characters of this entire thing. So just remember when you're watching the MeNATTErie and you're going back and you're watching those YouTube vids, pay special attention to us because we're the important ones. We're the ones that get things going now. Anyways.
My LinkedIn work. What the Continue.
I am Archangel Gian. Everybody just calls me Matt.
I spelled it wrong.
I am at one point was streamer. Will one day return to that. Also does D&D and things. And I am here in the MeNATTErie. I am two very lovely characters. Everybody's favorite, Althea, everybody's best friend. And the young and proud Ash.
Yeah. Okay, and then I do believe it is Rose, gaming mistress. Hello.
I gotta talk about myself. Yeah, hi. So, I'm Rose. Bounce between Rose and GM. I am a old school D&D player, Thaco. So have fun with that one. I am actually recently just gotten into DMing again, thanks to Leek and the rest of this crew and a few others. I stream every so often, but not too much. For the MeNATTErie, I play Karstein and Karstein. The first one is a rogue mastermind, which is a very fun class that I appreciate. I really do enjoy playing. And the other one is a bit of a rough around the edges, but protective gunslinger.
Okie dokie. And then it is Ree.
Hi everyone, I am Ree. I used to stream. I am looking into getting back into it at some point soon. Variety streamer, much like Leek. I also do artsy stuff, so I do drawing and knitting and crocheting, although you won't see those too much. And I play lovely little Chiyu. She is my Aarakocra priestess of Lathander, who loves and adores everyone and puts up with their silliness on adventures.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, let's see. I have to change my scene. Boop. So she reveal nothing on the screen.
And I'm gonna be right back. I need to check food.
No problem. Alright, I'll just talk and talk. So, I scan my notes professionally. So yeah, we had to introduce characters and stuff, and we'll talk about professionalism always. I'm gonna we'll delve deeper into that later as I just rattle on. But just gonna throw this one out there. Everybody who is still here right now, what was your initial perceptions about the story compared to now? After, from where it began to now, after all the characters have gone through so far. Because when you came into this, you had maybe one idea, and as the sort of story progressed, maybe, I don't know, how did it change for you?
So I can say this. From the get-go, when the premise of this campaign and the story was described to me, I was like, all right, so this is kind of what we're expecting. Like, we're, memories, we're going to wake up together. Like, okay, that's cool. That's cool. This could be interesting. I was not expecting that to be a recurring, you're out, new place. You're out, new place. That caught me off guard, and I'm like, oh man, I have to really think about how characters will handle that kind of thing. It did help with the consistent sweeping up in events and things happening with each waking up. So a lot of times characters didn't have time to think about that. I would think personally. But my initial impression was a more typical mystery adventure. Like you're presented with a mystery, and then you have your normal adventure to solve the mystery. But this is just this huge, like, everything is mystery, and it's really fun as the characters try to piece stuff together and figure it out, and then go on this adventure that they're being spun upon.
How about you, Rose?
Throwing Karstein into it, I was like, it was odd because you said, they had their skills, but no memories. But Karstein, pretty much all my more recent Karsteins, have a journal. So it was, as a player, I had to kind of push that out of my mind, that she has a book that has literally everything she's been doing since she was little. But the premise that wake up, not know who the hell you were, and to figure out what was going on, I was like, yeah, I'm into this. And as Matt said, like the whole, no, you're out, now do it again. It was like, oh, well, this is definitely awkward. And playing two different characters who come from, they start off almost the same, but then they branch very hard. One who hasn't been involved in such not conflict, but that's essentially the best word I can think of at the moment, who's still kind of new to adventuring, and then another one who's been in some shit, who's dealt with things. Bouncing between those two, it was definitely it was fun because I had to really think about how each of them were reacting to, well, I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know where we're going, but we probably should be doing this for the greater good, maybe, ? So
So tempted to say the greater good as well, but I'm not gonna.
I will say,
The greater good.
There you go.
I had this wonderful crutch, and that one of my characters legitimately just did not care, and that having his memories or not really didn't change much about him.
Were you back?
Yes.
Okay, so what about you? Like, from the very beginning, well, you had a different character as well at the very beginning.
Yeah, you had first blood on my character.
Yeah, so, like, what I asked them was, like, Like this, from what was your like initial perception of the story going in, and then how do you feel about it now? So what is like anything that you felt has changed about how you perceive what's happening?
I think at the start, when I started with the Yunte, it was just really, I'm sorry, I'm still trying to wake up and form words, but, it was just, okay, you know, these are going to be one-offs, well, not quite one-offs, but, you know, we wake up, we do a little thing, you know, something weird's going on, but, you know, whatever, there's just something going on, and it's just kind of gotten darker, and, I'm enjoying it, you know? It's like we keep waking up and there's this level of frustration and we keep falling asleep at like some of the worst times, it feels like. So there's definitely a sense of frustration among, well, Chiyu at the very least. Because she can't do what she wants to do.
Are you telling me Yuanti isn't frustrated right now?
Yunti's dead. She can't be frustrated.
Yeah,
Who said the
kind of
dead
hard.
can't be frustrated?
Kind of hard to do that.
True,
You ever talk to a dead person?
Okay, look, Althir.
Yeah, you know what? Let me just go bring the dead person back real quick and then talk to them. Why don't you tell me if they're frustrated?
Oh, you would be incredibly frustrated right now. There would be a lot of like punching and hitting things, and yeah, that half-orc rage going. But no, little Chiyu, she's a little ball of feathery frustration right now because there are people she wants to help and she can't help them, and there were people she wanted to, you know, maybe see about resurrecting and she couldn't. God damn it. But she's got to be good. She's, you know, she's a cleric. She has to mind herself, and you know.
Does it mean she can't smite a motherfucker?
Oh, well, you mean like tackle and pounce somebody for stealing shit? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Much appreciated.
It's like I've got two tackle characters now, both of them rather small. One's a little hawk and one's a little, well, actually falcon, and one's a little cat now.
One swoops, one tackles.
Yes.
Both have claws. Well, technically talent. We're not going to go into technicalities like that now. So, let's see. So what theories do you all have about what's happening and how it'll end? What the heck is going on?
So, for me, I think what it is that it's a combination of trials to see if the people, the characters, are the right people. So, like, this kind of came together after Chiyu's episode. How there's, you know, this greater evil trying to push its way into the world. So I kind of feel it's a combination of, okay, will you act for the greater good, or in good intentions when you don't know who you are? Will you continue to do that after you do know who you are? But we also can't have you with loose ends. We need you to tie that shit up, get it done, so you can focus on this end goal. So that's what I've been kind of feeling. That's all, you know, what this is.
What about everybody else?
I'm seeing a storyline along the lines of at least going off of the bits and pieces that we've gotten so far, and that I can recall early in the morning. Is that we have something akin to like elder god style thing trying to creep its way physically into the material plane, to the material world, and it's like old, powerful deity kind of stuff. And the current gods are like, no, this is bad. Let's see heroes, but we need to vet these heroes. We need to vet these adventurers, and that's kind of what's causing our circumstance, to see if we're still, up to the task after the challenges we've been put through, after the traumas and the trials, to see if we're still up to it and capable of being what we're needed to be to stop this encroachment upon the world and the likely destruction that would come along with it, or as one of my characters might know, the likely chaos that would come along with it.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Right.
see, I have a slightly different take on it. We're all pawns on a chessboard, and we're basically being used. Yeah, we're kind of being tested to see how well we can do, but the gods are using us, and you have that evil crazy one who's trying to manipulate and worm her way in and seeing what she can do and break our spirits. And on the other hand, you have the other gods who are kind of pushing us and seeing what they can do. And whoever wins, if the evil one wins, well, then the void comes through even more and takes over. And if the good gods win, then we push her back. But
it's only the fate of the entire material plane.
Yeah, but as has been stated, it's not just our group, but lots of different. So, who's failing? How many people are failing in this? How many people are giving in to the apathy and depression of losing everything? So these tests are, do you lose the will to live? Does the void come through you?
You just see a hand kind of raised in the back.
Oh no.
I was about to say, this is what happens to Karstein. This is why she vanishes.
Oh,
Aww.
that'd be very sad, wouldn't it?
Evil Gunslinger Karstein, that'd be terrible.
That would be so sad. Not just one
That
as
would
well.
be. See, all this is just making Chio more determined. So she's like, gotta save the freaking world.
Nah, Karstein wouldn't give in. She's got shit to do. She's angry. She's got shit to do.
She has the fuel. Alright then, that's so interesting. Let's see. So, like, what are your what are your, in character and out of character perceptions of the other party members then? Because you natter about, what your character would react to and whatnot after games, and it's very interesting to talk about, but let's try to, split them up, because you and your character are different people. So I want to know, what you think and what your character thinks, and see how that, compares.
I'll say with Althir, these people are real. Good.
I knew that was gonna happen.
It's like, okay, that one's real. That one's real. That one's real. Okay, cool. We're good. They're not trying to do anything to me. They're real. They might die eventually. They might fade. They might leave. Whatever. Don't try to hurt me. You will regret it. That one's real. Okay, cool. I mean, it's pretty much his thought process with everybody. It's a very okay. They're not figments of my imagination. That's good. And basically, he doesn't care much more beyond that. It's a really easy thought process to get behind. I will say though, he does have a slight protectiveness towards Rogue Karstein, because she does appear as younger.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a part of Althea, like way back in that noggin of his, that, you know, so somebody younger being in the situation, you know, it elicits a protective response. It would be the same thing if Althea were to meet Ash, like especially Ash, because Ash is very clearly young. He would have the same very protective response, just in that cranium of his.
Are you saying
Did I just-
Alfie is the aunt of the group? The crazy aunt.
You could probably look at him that way, except I think he'd make your crazy aunt think she was sane.
Oh.
So,
Can I just take a second to point out that I like how our quote-unquote older characters took a protective stance for our younger characters?
yeah, I was about to say that too. It's like it was a very unintentional mirror there. What are you gonna say, Rick?
No, just chiming in agreement.
Oh yeah. Ash, on the other hand, geez. But with the characters for the players present, like Ash hasn't met Althea, so he has no reaction to Althea. If Ash met Althea, I think he'd have the same reaction pretty much 90% of the rest of the group now. No, let me rephrase that. The rest of the group entirety had, in that, what is wrong with this guy? Holy crap. Keep me away from him. But with the those that are present, at least, as you know, you do see in Chiyu's session, Ash cares a great deal for Chiyu. She is a very dear friend to him after the events that have happened, and especially with her having been there with him during a particularly emotional scene and the favor that she did for him, for somebody important to him. So Chiyu is a friend Ash will fight tooth and nail for, even though Ash is not inherently much of a fighter. He will fight like a fighter to protect a friend like Chiyu.
I just looked at stream
Yeah.
and saw what picture is up.
See, I plan to just
And,
like do like a slideshow while you talk.
That is one of my favorite pictures, by the way.
But Ash, you know, thinks Chiyu is wonderful, wonderful person, very kind, and though he has a bit of a insight on her past and details that she doesn't know he has, and that he's not expressed, you know, he is even more so protective and valuing of that friendship, and wants to make sure that he's there to help her when he needs to.
The feeling is very much mutual. Chiyu absolutely adores Ash and would do anything. Karstein too.
So
But-
Ash with the Karsteins, though. You got the older gunslinger Karstein, who is the one that he knew originally, who he kind of went through this very like roller coaster of how he felt and his reactions to this Karstein. Like, it's somebody who, from the beginning, Karstein like stuck to him to protect him, but it was also, in a sense, you know, she took notice of an interest in him and that she was going to protect him, and that was something he was very unused to. So he kind of latched onto that, but he got very unsure how to what he felt in that regard. Going through the entirety of Karstein's session, and seeing her with her uncle and her family invoked a lot of different emotional responses from Ash. Kind of why, if you watch the session, you know, you see him wander off so many times. But at the end of the day, or at least among Ash's last appearance, Karstein is also somebody very dear to him, who helped him get through this mess. He wouldn't have handled the events that transpire within the menagerie of the waking up and no memories and things like that nearly as well, quote unquote, well, as he did if it weren't for like the steady hand Karstein like had on his shoulder kind of thing. There's a reason he keeps that like blue coin that she gave him in his glove, and that's not going anywhere. Other Karstein, to Ash, like appearance-wise, she seems to be close in age to him. Now there's probably a little bit of a difference there because she's a half-elf, so you know she naturally looks a little bit younger than she is, but she's closer in his age to him than I think the majority of the rest of the more normally aging races in the group are. And when Ash met her, he had already found a little bit of confidence and peace. So I can't say for sure what his reaction or interaction with her would be more so going forward, but I know he was flaunting his charismatic side.
Yeah, that's something I was like, whoa, what's going on here?
Jerk, okay?
That was hilarious.
Like he was enjoying that because it was a Karstein, like, because this person looks, at least from the description that I recall, like a younger version of the one that he knew, or the one that he knows. So I mean, it looks like a younger version of his friend, and Karstein, as described, is a half-elf with like fiery red hair. So it's just like in my head, and I'm just like, in Ash's head, I'm like, yeah, that's kind of hot. So he's gonna flirt. That's what he's gonna do.
Which she wants nothing to do with.
Oh, she loves it and she knows it.
No.
I have to say I was giggling like through that interaction because it's just the way like, no, don't want it, la la la, and like sticking your ears in your ear type of reaction from Karstein.
It was a very, can we change out this weirdo and get my usual weirdo back? Like, please.
But I think at the end of the day, Ash's opinion or response to the younger Karstein is, it's not something solid because he's only had the one interaction with her, but she could be a good friend too, and one that's a little bit more, he's a little bit more capable of connecting with, maybe because doesn't have the weight that the older Karstein seems to have. Plus, you know, that closer in age, closer in ageness to it, I guess.
Yeah.
And then me as a player, I think Karstein, because that was the first one I met out of the characters, was, you know, I think she was great. And the idea of, after meeting multiple of them, I'm like, oh yeah, this one character that exists in, you know, different worlds and all these different Karsteins, and I'm just like, I like it. I think that's a really cool idea, and kudos to Rose for laying it out and creating it so fluently.
And I get
No,
to mess
stop.
with the idea. Mischief.
And I definitely enjoy looking forward and seeing the things that are to come and to come with Karstein. If and when we get to see those things, hopefully one day. But I do very much enjoy following the events to happen around Karstein, and I definitely, as a player, want to be able to mess with Karstein, both of them, with both of my characters, many more times, because it's just unintentionally me and Rose's characters from the get-go have always like paired off to a degree as the protector and the friends, and it was just
Totally not intentional.
Yeah, totally unintentional camaraderie, and it was like, I went into it just not like, I went into that session where Ash and Gunslinger Karstein first appeared, and I'm like, okay, you know, I know we're friends there, the different characters, different things, and it just naturally happened again, and it was just great.
Yeah.
I was just So that was really fun. And then Chiyu was a character that at first, like, I was just, because I wasn't there when Chiyu initially, like when Chiyu's first game was. So when she came in on her second game, which was the second game for Ash, I think. So it was also a second game, I guess. But I wasn't sure much about Chiyu at all because there was no interaction, and so I didn't get much off of Chiyu. But as the game has progressed, Chiyu is precious and a great fun character.
Yeah, very sweet character.
Like,
Thank you.
she hits all those, like, yeah, okay, I can see this being a cleric. She's, she's kind, she's caring, she has that inner, like, righteous rage that she's able to bring out when she needs to. But she was a sweetheart, and I think the character is fantastic as well. I love it. And then learning the story to Chiyu was also just like, wow. Like that's just kudos to the character for going through as much as they went through, and then still being as kind and but as determined as they are. It makes sense, and it's great. I will also say that as my characters and Rose's characters have paired off, have been friends, and then Ree's characters, and both of them have had a profound impact on Ash, at least. Yuan-Ti, like, dying pretty much in Ash's arms, just about it, and really setting off his inner, like, spark. That kind of set into him from the get-go that this is very real. Whatever this is very real. And that's why he still carries that, he still has on him the dagger that was Yuan-Ti's. And then Chiyu becoming such a very, very protected friend to him. So, kind of cool. Like, just the amount that these two players here and their characters and mine have just interacted and connected is awesome.
This is really nice listening to all this, because I can write like the game story and whatnot, but it's very character driven, and it's you guys that help me do all this as well. So a lot of the the direction with the story and whatnot is very, very like down to how you react and how you like talk to each other and whatnot, and it gives me ideas for each next sessions and future ones. So thank you. It's been a lot of fun.
We're giving
thank
her
you
evil plan.
Well, thank you for making a game where we can have these.
Yes, thank
yes.
you.
Absolutely, thank you.
Now let's see. So let me know, like because not everyone is here. There are a few other players that take part. What do you think? Like, so, let's talk behind the back, guys. Let's talk about behind the back.
Well, as far as the other players go, they're all wonderful.
Yes.
I haven't.
Could you just for the benefit of the stream and the video after, like, could you tell me about the other characters?
Like, I myself haven't had a lot of interactions with the other characters, admittedly.
Mm-hmm.
Because the main group that have been present for is Ash and Gunslinger Carson, which is basically the three of us here and Psycho.
Or Shell, yeah.
Yeah, like, that's pretty much the main group. I think is there one more person?
Yeah, Ginger Ale, who does Talon.
Yeah, Ginger.
And then Kobe, who does the Bulgar.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ginger's with us with I know the name of his character. Give me a second.
Talon.
No. Talon's with the other group. With Ash and them, it's been dwarf.
Oh,
Cauldron
that's
is Sato.
Sato.
Oh, that's-
Crumdren.
I thought it. I didn't
He's
think it was
he's
ginger.
a
Yeah, it was
drunk
Sato.
fucking Scottish dwarf. Do you like
Yeah.
my Scottish
No,
accent? I bet you miss
Sato-
my Scottish accent. I bet you miss my Scottish accent.
Definitely Mr. Scottish accent. I miss Sato.
Sato.
Yeah, so
Sato and Crumdren are great, and I know especially Ash because he's the one who's more interpersonal out of my characters. Is definitely very fun and fond of Crumdren. He has a lot of respect for him, I guess.
Yeah.
And he does consider him a friend. So I don't know. It's to the like, you know, fight and die levels that he has of Chiyu or Karstein, but I also think Ash doesn't think Crom needs somebody to fight or die for him. So no, all the characters have also been wonderful.
Well,
but
see,
aside from Crom and these here, you know, Ash hasn't really, you know, interacted with many other people.
yeah. Well, you've got like
I know-
Althea.
Yeah, well,
has.
Althea, you know, I end up missing quite a few of those games. So
Well, you did interact with Shell's older character called, you know, Tessera.
yeah, but that was with you controlling her more than him.
Yeah. Oh no, you did that wonderful battlefield thing and got.
Yes,
Chew
that was still,
very conflicted.
That was
I need to get that drawn. But no, I'll say that the one thing I can say about Ginger and Talon is from the get-go, because in the session 1 for that group, which was I think session 2, with Althea, like, you know, he saw the crazy there, like it was very, very present, but he just rolled with it, and I thought that was hilariously awesome.
Yeah, I always thought.
I thought his character was very enjoyable.
Yeah.
And I'm really upset that I wasn't able to play in his session and be there for it to just experience a little bit of that, because I really, from the get-go, liked his character.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see more about it, but I just haven't been able to play much.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can only speak so much for the characters that I have interacted with, and that's those here. Cromdren was great. And I've seen a little bit of Kina.
Yes.
But I don't think Ash has really taken time to process Kina at all.
Oh god, I want them to meet properly, like fully, like get to interact with each other. Because oh my goodness.
Yeah, out there in Kina would be quite a thing to see them actually have that interaction.
Goodness, yeah.
I actually would like that too, but I think it would go a lot differently than many people expect because
we'll see.
of factors.
So what about the rest of you? So what do you think about, like, for example, Tessera, Kina, Talon, Z, and Cromdren?
I think it's right. I have to sort out who has talked to who. With Kina, the only person who's interacted with her is Gunslinger Karstein. And with the things that are going on with her right now, she's not very keen on Kina. The fact that there is definitely something behind all that chaos that is rolling around in Kina's head. It definitely conflicts with what Karstein's doing. And then Althea entering the situation with Gunslinger Karstein, she was like, no. Even that voice inside my head says something's up with you. Talon was... let's go to Crom, because Crom has talked to both sides. For Rogue Karstein, she's like, hey, he's capable. He puts himself between me and the danger. I like that. Gunslinger Karstein, knowing that he has ways to get rare materials, she's like, okay, he's a capable fighter, but he's got a little bit more. Maybe I should kind of just keep an eye on him. Talon's only met Gunslinger Karstein once, and that was during Kehaar's whatchamacallit, and she was like, you're another person who's saying that there's a second one of me. I don't appreciate it. You're new to the group. Screw you. But for Rogue Karstein, she kind of puts Talon the same same level as Crom. You put yourself between me and the danger. You haven't gone after me. You've been super chill. I appreciate that. Thumbs up type thing. Z's only interacted with Rogue Karstein, and she likes him. Because like he's big, and again puts himself between her and the danger. But the fact that like during Tess's episode, he went and like he's not a book person, but she was like, hey, I'm gonna go to the library. Anybody want to come along? And he was like, yeah, I'll come along. He didn't go in. He's kind of just stood outside. But the fact that to her, this big dude who's not into books just came along with her, like that was a little something to like that meant a little bit more to her. Especially since she had no idea what the hell was going on.
I mean, to be fair, she had Crow with her too.
This is true.
And someone was spying through via Crow.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Now, what about you, Ree? What do you think? How do you feel?
Give me a minute, getting the dog settled. Somebody was back.
No problem. So I'm just posting some art I did. So there's Kino right now on screen. She has like a talent to frighten everybody. Made a good impression.
That bitch. So, let's see. So yeah, let me go through. So yeah, Althea, freaking Althea, freaks Chiu out. She doesn't know what's up with him, what exactly he is, but he is creepy as hell. Kina's the same. To be honest, like she's keeping an eye on Althea because she's not sure what he's up to. But that celestial sense she got from him is the only thing keeping her from smiting him outright. Kina's a grumpy bitch with serious issues. So it's really speaking to Chiu's desire to help and make her feel better. So as grumpy and scary and wake up beating somebody as Kina can be, poor Kia, that asshole, but poor Kia.
I was really surprised. I'll talk about that later.
So she kind of wants to do what she can to help Kina and see about bringing her back to the light. She thinks it's possible. She hasn't lost hope on anyone. She doesn't lose hope on anyone, but she knows it's going to be a very difficult journey. Cromdrin, she has a lot of respect for Cromdrin. She likes the dwarf. Wishes he was around a bit more. But yeah, he's nice. He gets between her and danger, as Karstein thoughts as well on that. He's got a level head for the most part, so pretty good. Talon, she doesn't know much about, and hell, I don't know much about him. But again, he seems fairly level-headed and reasonable, so, you know, she's got nothing against him.
Mm-hmm.
And Z's a big boy. She's kind of, you know, she's accepting of him. And then he was like, "Do you want to ride my shoulder?" You know, like Althea has his birdie. Well, Z now has his birdie. So she kind of liked him after that, and the two of them just digging into meat at that feast at Tess's story. So yeah, a bit of bonding there. And yeah, I get the Karsteins mixed up. I'm sorry.
It's fun.
It's like thing 1 and thing 2. It's Karstein 1 and Karstein 2.
Yeah, I tried to remember which one was Karstein and which one was Karstein.
Listen, like I said, I made it canon why she's called both.
So, but she likes both. You know, there's grumpy Karstein and slightly less grumpy Karstein, and you know but they both seem like good people, so she's happy to help them, you know, especially after her story and Ash's story. You know, I think there was a lot of bonding there. And Ash, yeah, she adores Ash, and he's been through a lot, and she really wants to help him out. And you know, everything she's gone through and everything he's gone through, you know, she knows more about his story than she really knows about Karstein's or anybody else's. Yeah, she will. She
got a very in-depth look at his story with the orphanage scene, and then it's unfortunate she wasn't there for the entirety of the Lady Fair.
Yeah. Yeah, she had to go back and fetch people, and freaking Keena. Goddamn Keena. Bitch. But yeah, that man, she gained a lot of respect for Ash during that, and just was like, I need to do whatever I can to help Ash, just in the orphanage thing. And she's like, that just really solidified her opinion of him. And so she's like, all right, anything he needs. And it's funny, her being so protective of the others at times, because she's the youngest one there. I think she's like 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah, Aarakocra, right?
Yeah, the Aarakocra only lived to be about 30. She's the youngest one out of all of you, and she's like probably one of the most protective. She will smite people. But yeah, so that's her thoughts. Althea, let's see, my thoughts. Althea is a very interesting character. I like him. I like what you've done with him. I can't wait to see more. Same with Ash.
Always expect more from the madness, my love.
Oh God.
I swear to you, there's something not right with that boy.
There's definitely something not right with that boy.
You know, I can't tell if you're saying that about Althea or me.
The answer is yes.
I mean, because in real life, I'm almost as eccentric as Althea at times. which a few of you know. You've hung out with me. You've seen this.
I haven't yet, but Pax.
You will. One day.
Yeah. You have to at least say fabulous one time, alright?
He does.
I
He
say it
freaking
all
does.
the time.
He says it, and I was just like, that's not a character thing. That's a real thing.
Creepy.
Yeah. Now,
all my characters take a little bit from me. Just a little bit here and there.
a little bit of pieces.
Yeah. How much is out there of you? That's the question.
You don't want to know. Anyways.
Oh no. So let's move on, shall we? Now, so I'm gonna like just put up character pictures of NPCs now, and I want you to think of the let's play a little game. Okay, so as soon as I mention an NPC's name, think of one adjective immediately pops into your head. Okay, so I have. Let me see. I'll just open my files. I can just look at them.
While she does that, Ree, did you finish talking and be your opinion on everybody's character?
I hadn't quite.
Oh, go ahead, please do.
Karstein. Oh, thank you, Matt. And thank you. Yeah, Karstein. I can understand. I can understand the multiple iterations of a character because I've done it myself. Ree has shown up in multiple stories and iterations, often under different names too. So, yeah. She's been a character that I've been running for about 20 years now, so... What was that?
I was like, truth be told, I expected one of them to die off by now. So I didn't actually expect to have two car signs running simultaneously.
Whoopsie.
Try harder.
Let's see. Talon, I don't know much about him or the background of the character, so it's like I don't know really what to think about him. He's kind of there. Z's kind of the same. I hate to say, but I know. I think Kobe was trying something a little different and then wound up not putting much backstory into him.
Mm-hmm.
So. Which is what he told me, and yeah, that's. But I do like the character, you know. I said it works for him. He's a big, strong, silent type for the most. Cromdrin's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed Cromdrin. Just the energy and the personality and all that. Yeah, you've got very much a dwarf going on there. And holy shit, Kehaar, goddamn, what a hot mess.
A lot of hot mess.
I really Shell really likes the Constitution chase as well. Oh gosh.
All the Constitution checks. So, yeah, I think got a couple of grumpy characters here, and fortunately, they're not in the same party. She would lose her damn mind.
Well, you got Kehaar and Gunslinger Karstein in the same group.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not as bad.
Okay, explain.
I mean, okay, so...
I preface this by, they both have voices in their head right now, so...
This is true, but Chiyu doesn't know this. And Chiyu just... She's got this really creeped out evil feeling from both Kehaar and Alfir, just kind of going on in her gut. You know, it might not be actually true, but she'd need a second one of herself if the two of them were in the same party.
They were for about 4 seconds.
Yes. Just a bit much, but...
Yeah, this is very true. To buy Matt time since he said BRB.
Yeah.
Real quick, since I did the characters that aren't there. As a player, I love all the characters. I really do. From Z being this big, quiet dude who can just nuke things, to Althir's craziness and his love for Crow. Chiyu, once we figured out that it was the same Chiyu for both groups, it was just great because it was that little bit of sunshine that you're just like, it's that coworker who comes in every day at 8:55 when you're supposed to be to work at 9, bright and awake and just cheery. And for both Karsteins, and for the player too,
Mhm.
it's just like, I don't know if I can handle this shit. You are a little too much right now. You need to tone that down to a 6.
She'd even bring you coffee every morning too.
I know. She would be that person, and it'd be like one of those things where you can't hate her. Character-wise, Gunslinger Karstein likes Chiyu, but she's not keen on the whole religion thing, even though she's got her own thing going on. For Ash, she's still very protective, but like I said, she's getting pulled in like 3 different directions. For Althea, Rogue Karstein likes him. Not too keen on the whole whispering in her head through Crow. That's not cool. But he's weird enough. But he's weird enough that she's comfortable with, and she's not sure why. For Gunslinger Karstein, just no, want nothing to do with that. That is a little too much.
You don't even know the half of it, my dear.
But I think at the end of the day, either Karstein would put down what they needed to take care of.
No, like I said, I have to like cover my mouth sometimes to stop myself from giggling or saying something, because I enjoy the interaction so much. I sometimes get lost in my own game and just just start listening to it as if it's his own podcast. I'm like, no, stop! I'm trying to DM this. Don't get too distracted.
You guys pulled that shit on me all the time during my game.
Oh boy. Okay, so yeah, I'll move on to the NPCs now. Like I said before, I wanted to play a little game. Like I'll say an NPC name, and then I want to hear your first like the first word that comes to your head when you hear their name. Let's see then. So just for the stream though, because not everyone will know who they are. Let's pull up the images as well. I did have it open. Fuck. Click. Where is it? Click. Okay, so first of all, this little lady, Brona.
Oh boy.
That's 2 words.
Boy.
Boy. Oh, Matt.
She would just be like
curious.
I say curious because Ash has actually had this moment with her that
lost.
Is there a word that encompasses pity and anger at the exact same time?
Yeah.
Anger. Panger.
Panger. There you go. Panger.
Panger. Yeah. There you go.
Pancreas.
She's
Pancreas too. I guess that works.
Plethora. Many things in there.
Yes, mess.
Mess.
That's all it says.
Mess. Yeah, I would say that's pretty accurate.
Mess is a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. So, mass murdering, no regrets gal. Okay, so
I don't know that Ash fully believes that after the conversation they had in the sewer line.
Well, you'll never know. Maybe.
Because
if you can encounter her again.
Because there was that whole magical influence thing going on, but at the same time, he's just like, is there truth to this that she told him? So Ash very much would like to actually
insight checker?
Chat with her. No, actually have a legitimate chat with her.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, Ash is the type of person to care about almost anybody. So.
Mm-hmm.
And Chiyu would be the same. She's worried about Brona because she hasn't seen her in a while. She knows that a lot's been going on. She has no real idea of what did exactly happen in Brona's past, and just when she was being mind controlled. Yeah, the "I'm so sorry." You know, there's redeeming qualities there, and Chiu would like to see to learn more about her and see what she can do to.
Okay. I don't have my own image of one of this person, but someone kindly drew him. And I want to share with the class. So, where is it? Somewhere is it here? I think it's this one. Yes.
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Yes.
Oh God.
Trevor! First word that comes to your head.
Help.
Sidekick.
Sidekick?
Loudmouth.
Wow, that's two words.
I mean, he legitimately sat on Karstein's side, like on her hip.
Ah, I
Very true.
see what you did there. Okay.
But no, he's a sidekick, yo. He's like the greatest, sidekick ever. I love Trevor.
Yeah, see, the one word, I mean, I can do a phrase. Yeah, that's exactly it, doll. It groans. It's like, oh my God.
I love
I
him.
would say
He's great.
regret, but not in the way that it sounds, because I didn't know where I was taking Gunslinger Karstein.
Mm-hmm.
Picking Trevor up was just to do not smash. So Shell's in chat in Discord.
Yeah.
He said smash. No, do not smash Trevor. He already pulled out his teeth. Yeah, he already did with Kina.
He removed his jaw, yeah. He took his bottom
with
jaw.
the teeth. I'll give him a new one.
He did.
He wants a
Because I
metal
didn't-
one now.
Yeah. Karstein did say that she would make him a metal grill.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know where I was taking Gunslinger Karstein, I thought just picking Trevor up and taking him with us was just funny. Like, it was just a joke. But then when things turned serious and kind of dark, I was like, Trevor's not the correct person to be with Karstein. Like, this is like it would have been more appropriate if Rogue Karstein had him.
Mm-hmm.
But it's in a weird way, I would say he's almost a reality check to her.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like all this stuff is going on, and there's this talking, pun slinging, eye patch wearing skull on her hip, and she's just okay with that.
Wait. Gunslinger Karstein wound up with Punslinger Trevor?
Yeah.
That's great. I
Good.
love it.
That's a good word choice as well, though. It groans. It rhymes with bones. Well done. I see what you did there.
Bravo again.
Oh, he groaned
Wonderful
louder.
people. Wonderful people. I enjoy Trevor. I wish he hadn't just vanished on us, because I enjoyed him just being there at all times. There's Karstein, Cloak. There's Trevor, just throwing out puns, getting threatened to get thrown in a bucket of water. the banter back and between Ash or Car always emanating from right around Karstein's hip under her cloak.
Mm-hmm.
He became one of the party.
Yeah, the constant bribery. Trevor, hush, I need you to be quiet. This is serious. I want an eye patch! Okay, I'll get you a freaking eye patch. Just chill.
It's bribing with fashion items.
Pretty much.
Fashion body.
Yeah, there's definitely a weird disconnect, because, like I said, he's a talking skeleton head.
Mm-hmm.
And that does... I don't think, as a player looking at Gunslinger Karstein, I don't think that's actually sunk into her head. Because, clearly there's something not right there.
Yeah, Chiu's... It's necromancy. This is not something Chiu's okay with. But he doesn't seem evil. Okay, So it's like the complete opposite of Althea and Kenai, you know, in her mind. It's like, there's weird shit going on, and okay, fine.
You know, it's just a happy little ball of necromancy. This is nice.
He's
these
happy little trees.
Yeah, happy little tree, happy little fire of
That doesn't
necromancy.
do necromancy.
The Bob
I mean,
Ross of necromancers made try.
Yeah, there you go.
And hello, Psycho. Hello, Shell. Welcome.
You have this just. I mean, he has no body, so he's literally the most unthreatening thing ever. Unless you
Bite your
can kill
kneecaps
something
off.
with puns, which, you know, unless Dalet's an enemy, he's no threat.
Okay, let's see then.
His
Trevor
cutting
just
wit
bounced.
savage fun.
Yeah.
Trevor just bouncing around ambition.
Oh gosh, just imagine that.
I'd be done. I'd be so done.
I couldn't hold my composure.
Like, ambition, ambition, why are you groaning? Hey, guess what? It rhymes with bones! Yes, whatever. Right,
Rhymes
so,
with boning.
boning! Oh, goodness me, I'm blushing. I would blush, I don't have any cheeks! Right, so... Let's see now. Ambition takes shower ranks in Pallions. No! No, don't smite the mascot!
Don't smite our Trevor.
Don't smite the mascot! First rule in D&D. Right, so let's see. Next.
First rule in anime, too.
Let's see then. This one, and this one. How about...
And bye-bye, Shell.
Oh, bye-bye, Shell. Let's see. The leading man, of course.
Oh no. No, 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 no. Just my one word, no.
No. He's the leading man. Look at him. He's clearly the protagonist of this whole story.
Can that just
I've already
be
made it.
the,
I've already made it clear that we're the main protagonists of the story. Thank you, Leek.
I thought we were the main antagonists of this story.
No,
Yeah,
he's a
that's-
fucking
that's not
hero.
even-
Look at his face. He's a fucking gorgeous hero, man.
So I cannot describe this in one word. I need two. 2 words for this character. Very easy. Ugly bird.
He's clearly not ugly. Look at him.
I want you to realize this is coming from Althea's perspective.
Okay.
You've got Pretty Bird, which is his wonderful crow, and you have Ugly Bird, which is that thing.
What does Crow think of Kehaar?
Idiot.
Yeah,
Crow is a very, very sentient and smart bird, though. Crow is a male version of your typical anime 9-year-old girl, but a guy, a typical 9-year-old boy.
Okay.
So really, childlike friendly, but when it comes to this character, Crow is just kind of straight up, 28-year-old dude that's just what an idiot,
Mhm.
and then right back to being a kid afterwards.
Chiu's would be lecherous fool. But she still can't let anything happen to him if she can help it. That's her sigh. Just,
Sigh. That's her one word. Sigh.
she can't curse the gods. Just sigh.
No, both car signs are just nope, don't want anything. Gunslinger car sign has only had one interaction, and she's just so what? Boo-hoo. Get over it. Road car sign's just no. Stay the hell. I will cut you. Get the hell away from me.
Stuff and bake. Oh my goodness.
I'm guessing Shell's word is turkey.
Yeah, unfortunately, turkey. Unfortunately, the episode that that was basically had everyone together properly. I deleted the recording accidentally somehow.
I blame
But
The-
the
that.
recap was
But
amazing.
yeah, sorry, I meant.
The recap was really good.
I'm good. I had to do it though because I didn't want to like have nothing to show for everyone's interactions. Because first thing that Kehaar did was try to murder him. I didn't know anything about him, but tried to murder him. And I want to know, like Shell, type in chat. What was Kehaar's thoughts behind this?
I mean, I understand this thought process. Yeah. Murder him? Definitely.
Yeah.
If Althea had, like, maybe slightly more sanity, or Althea were a female character, nah, definitely would have murdered him.
I feel
What
so.
Althea did to those goblins would have been him.
No, I'm very proud. I've created this character everybody wants to insta-kill.
If Q
It's like a...
yeah, if Q wasn't a devoted cleric of Lathander, she would have beaten him to death with a.
Like, I feel very, like, this is an achievement, I think. It's an achievement for me. I've made such a character that instills such passion from all you all. I'm very proud of myself. Yeah, no harm must come to this boy. He's a good boy.
Oh no! All harm will come to him, doll.
The longer he stays around this group of mostly females, the more likely he's going to get harmed at some point.
What you say? What you say? I'm a good boy. I have the big balls and brains. You be good to me, yeah? Yeah.
Stuff at dinner table.
I see what Shell said. He's grating. I'm in a lot of pain right now and don't have time to deal with this, so I'll just kill him. Those are Kehaar's thoughts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Listen, Trevor hasn't hit on Karstein, so that's why he hasn't been smited, okay?
Oh, wonderful. Okay, let's see. Next one. I want to know your thoughts about this one. This particular character. What do you think about this character? Some a half elf that was slightly dead now.
You bitch. You hard.
Yeah, so this
I love you, Leek. You
Yeah.
horrid bitch.
Slightly dead now, yes. No, this Valna. Initially, no one really knew about them that much. They just were. Well, could someone tell me about the situation that they met this character?
Yeah, it's totally on me.
I'm waiting for
So,
the stream to catch up so I can see the picture.
So first interaction was him attempting to sneak into Lady Farrah's house while Karstein was distracted. And he
They.
excuse me, yeah.
Yeah.
They went and got up to the room where Ash was, started breaking down the door, caught a dagger to the eye,
Yep.
Slightly
was shot
dead.
3 times, was burnt and essentially tortured for about 5 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then in their attempt to escape, fell out of a 2nd-story window, was found by somebody else, was tricked into believing that person was their friend, and then was murdered. So
Yeah.
So I want to say this character just, was not lucky in that he basically broke into Ash's, like, quote-unquote mom's house. And then tried out of room. And so, yeah,
Yeah.
Ash just lashed out in defense. And then when his necklace was stolen, like he just lashed out in pain. Both responses that Ash would not normally give. And when he went to that base at the end of that session and saw the essentially like burial rites being prepared or whatever, he felt all amounts of horrible for what he did. But at the same time, he was just like, I protect what I care about, and you just kind of were on the wrong side of that. But he still felt kind of bad.
I seem to have been a bit prolific here because I've only drawn one eye. That's quite interesting. I actually haven't drawn the other eye underneath the hair. Ooh. Okay, so how do I do this? Okay, so yeah. So there was like a funeral, like a funeral that you all stumbled across during. It was like the wake. Everyone, like most of the people around us kind of thought that they had to hand in their murder or the death anyway, but there was only one person who actually did it, and they didn't say anything. Kehaar.
Yeah, Karstein definitely felt that it was her fault.
And she had nothing to do with the death, but she felt really bad seeing the person they're dead and the other person mourning them, and she wanted to go back and see what she could do to help, but the void.
Ash kind of doesn't think he did it, but he thinks he made it possible. He thinks that whoever killed died, if Ash hadn't struck out, he might not have been in that situation. That's been Ash's, for the most part, that's been Ash's fire with that. It's just like he's very impulsive and emotional in that regard, so he doesn't have a lot of control over it.
Let me just pull up, let's see, I'll just do like, put the whole line in. It's easier to show.
For posterity of the stream,
Yes.
Tina had only one thought. Thank you for the information.
Yes. Stab. Thank you for
Because it was Kina who killed him.
Yeah, killed them, yeah.
Knew
bitch.
nothing about him. Knew nothing about him. Just, it's like, info. I'm your friend. Gets all the information she needs. Shank.
I know. Like, Kina will never say anything about this to everyone else, but I always wondered what would happen if they did find out how Kina had treated this person. Because
No, she'll never tell anyone.
She'll never tell. Yeah, I do know this. It's very interesting.
Oh, she would be livid.
It's her secret.
One of many.
She's, not a nice person. Like, she very much dances that edge of being evil. Like, I try not to go full way into her being an evil character, but she hasn't had the best life, and she was taken in by the College of Whispers.
Yeah, they're dodgy. I was reading up about that, actually. It's very interesting.
Yeah, all the other Bard colleges hate them.
Yeah.
So anyone that's a part of that college is like, oh, I'm from the College of Lore, I'm from the College of Valor. They don't say that they're part of the College of Whispers. I mean, we hit level 6 a while ago, like right after this. College of Whispers 6th level ability. When you kill someone, you are able to steal their shadow. And then you can use that shadow before a long rest to turn into that person for an hour.
Sneaky.
Sneaky and kind of creepy.
Yeah, you're stealing something from them, literally.
Yeah, and you get like all the basic information you would need to act as that person.
Ah, okay, that's interesting. So
Yep,
you
and I
literally
think,
can shadow them, basically.
yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty cool.
Oh no!
But please no dying.
Yeah, I've been overworking myself, but I'll be. If this is still going, I'll be home a little after 2.
Okay, I'm not sure how long this will be, but we'll see how long we talk.
I'll try to be your
I gotta-
voice for you.
Okay.
I wasn't
think.
paying attention to chat, but
Now we have the other, like, this little group here called the Dragon Family. That was in Ash's story, his episodes. Like, on the far left. You got this fella here, seems to be, or you found out in a different game, romantically involved with Valna. And then you have, these other people. I don't know, what was your impression of this water Janathi lady here?
aloof.
Aloof.
Snobby.
Yeah, Snobby definitely was part.
Yeah.
I didn't have much of an opinion, like player or character wise, really.
Mm-hmm.
There was no real great amount of interaction.
Mm. A lot of these characters were interacting behind the scenes, though, which is a shame you couldn't meet them earlier, because there were opportunities I put in for you to like interact with them before you actually met them in the game. But you did, like, one particular person, that, you know, Carstein, she did interact with one of them.
Yeah, he stuck out like a freaking sore thumb. And she knew better. She was like, that's wrong. Let's go check that.
Yeah, there's like, I'll just go down the line. So there's like, to the far left is Weiss, and then there's Valna. And then Sedna, and this person, like, with the glasses, Eppert. He's the one who had a run-in with Karstein. Could you describe what happened?
Oh, so it was coming from upstairs, if I remember correctly. They had just gotten back from Lady Fair's. They had just kind of collected themselves after that whole incident.
Mm-hmm.
So they were trying to sort out what to do next. And the guy came down the steps, and being this nerdy, very clean-looking person compared to this very rowdy, dirty bunch, she was like, he is a person, a suspect. So kind of honed in on him. It was trying to get information, but he was just painfully awkward. And she was trying to, like, get him to drink to keep talking, but there was just definitely, it just wasn't happening. And she actually kind of ended up scaring him off. He left his book behind, which she missed. But Kina picked up afterwards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very interesting because just to reveal a bit here, he'd actually like set up the whole surveillance spell inside the in the room, and just to spy on everyone. He hadn't intended to stay completely like by himself. He wanted to try and like put it there and then leave, because it was the only spare room there. But he ended up getting a bit stuck because everyone had arrived, and he like failed to like be brave enough to try and leave until that moment. It's quite funny. And then you had the Sedna waiting for him. I think Kina spotted her waiting around. and Cromjen as well. She was waiting for him to come with her, but she'd been spotted, so she left as well. This poor guy trapped upstairs. And then Carstein bumps into him.
Yeah.
He wasn't having a good day.
No, he hasn't having a good day. That was fun interaction.
Leek, for the picture on stream, Daddy and the tiefling are...
You are terrible.
There you go. The daddy. There you go. Is that better? Let's see. Let's check. There you go. Let's just move this aside. Oops, wrong one. Hey.
So, the tiefling...
There you go.
Ash
mean the
feels
rabbit?
a little bad. Feels slightly bad about blasting him with fire. And not just a little bit of fire either, like a big fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that bit he feels a little bad about. Not so much because that kind of hurt him enough that they were able to catch up to him.
Mm-hmm.
Along with pushing him out of a window.
Yep. Push out a window, burnt and singed, and then Chiyu attack.
Like a falcon on a rabbit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So feel slightly bad, but it worked out. He didn't die. He's good. He might feel that for like a week or two after. It's whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Now this leader, yeah. That's a whole complicated mess.
Yes, I don't know, because I think a lot of people worked out what was the situation here. Could anyone give me their theories or what they thought happened? How is he related to all this? Because you only met him at the very end.
See, I have a theory, but I know it's wrong, so...
I want to hear it, come on.
Well, because we've already cleared it up that... as far as I knew, we cleared it up that he wasn't Ash's father.
Oh?
Well, because, like, the timeline didn't make sense. Unless I fucking missed something. Because from what I understood, the timeline didn't make sense for him to be Ash's father.
But
unless I got numbers wrong and I connected something... Because I'm like, oh, it's Ash's dad. Okay, cool. But then something was said, and then I was like, okay, that just kind of breaks everything down. Then who the f is he?
Something about his mom, I think, was said that was put things into question.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, going off of details, player-wise, I'm just going off of the art, the details, and everything. I'm fairly positive I know who this is.
Mm-hmm.
And it is, seems pretty, like, inherently obvious, you know, with other things given who that is. Character-wise, Ash is very perplexed about this individual. At the end of the day, though, he you know, Ash, at the end of all of this and all the things that were said, you know, is you know, a giving, caring person and letting go of the little bit of selfishness that he had, and is found a little bit of peace, and he saw somebody to help, and he helped him, even if it meant giving up, potentially giving up, which ended up being permanently giving up because of stupid stuff. The only link he had to his birth family, but yeah, no, there's a complex series of emotions for Ash with this character. That he would very much like to meet him again. So, you know, one day he plans to make it back to his hometown and find this guy, and actually converse, hopefully. But no, player-wise, you know, I'm fairly positive this is exactly who I think it is. I think me and Leek confirmed that it's exactly who I'm thinking it is. So.
I don't want to say. I want to leave this air of mystery about him because, like Rose says, there is a bit of a what character has said. Is it? Isn't it? Because of time. But then you have to
Yeah,
think about.
because-
Then you have to think about time is really weird in this game.
Yeah, I know. Fuck, like that's the thing that was killing me because, as far as I remember, Ash said he was left at the orphanage by his mom with the necklace. But as far as I remember, the guy said that his wife, who he gave the necklace to, died in that fire that caused him to get all scarred up.
Okay, I know exactly who this is. Thank you for clearing.
Like, am I wrong? That is what was said, right?
What your confusion was completely confirms what I was thinking. So yes, no, that is what was said.
Yeah.
Unless we got some like fucking 12 monkey shit going on.
Yeah.
It may not have been his actual mom leaving him at the orphanage.
Or
Yeah, well, I was trying to, you know, keep that as like real. So.
yeah. I mean, that's what he thinks so happens. So, I guess that's what happened. So,
Yeah, watch this be some like 12 monkeys shit, and I'm gonna be real mad.
No, I know exactly what's going on here now. Yeah, what confused you? Because you were saying something like confused you, and I'm like, am I forgetting something? No, I know.
Yeah.
I have all the details. I'm good now.
I'm glad. Okay, let's see. Who else? I'm actually curious what people think about where are they? What people think about his character. This is the old lady that everyone first met.
My freaking lord.
Screw her.
Let's see. Yente's
Crazy.
opinion is fuck that shit, I am out. And Chiyu's opinion is sister.
Oh, sorry, you cut out.
Althea's never met her.
Uh-huh.
Ash is straight up.
Yeah.
She's crazy. Crazy.
And
Crazy.
Yeah, Chiyu's was sister, as in, you know, fellow cleric.
Mm-hmm. Ah, yeah.
Ash is completely convinced her whole being a cleric, all that stuff. Nah, it's a guy. She's just crazy.
But look at her face.
I see that crazy face.
Yeah, Rogue Carstein's not too sure about her. I mean, like, she's like, okay, I've interacted with you. Whatever. The very first interaction with Gunslinger Carstein is just like, nah, I'll double tap next time.
See, Chiyu didn't meet her in her house underground, so Chiyu didn't get to meet Crazy Her. Chiyu really only met her during her campaign. I think that was the first time Chiyu ran into her. And,
I think so, yes.
It was kill the puppy. Oh, puppy's evil. So clearly the old lady was right, and the old lady's a cleric of a good god, or goddess. So yeah.
I still almost sided with the dog.
Can I just pose a question real quick?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. What does everyone think of Kina?
Oh, yes. Well, you can repeat what you said, if you like. Because we did discuss
In
this too.
character or out?
In character. What does everyone think of Kina?
My characters really don't have much of an opinion. So...
trying to think. Rogue Carstein doesn't have any because she hasn't met her. For Gunslinger, I would say just you've got shit to work out. Like, I've got shit to work out, but you have shit to work out.
Chiyu's kind of creeped out, to be honest. Although she also does see Kina's in quite a bit of pain. She sees Kina's gone through quite a bit of trauma. So she wants to help Kina and bring her back to the light. Sorry, Kina. Chiyu's going to fucking try.
She's gonna be that annoying neighbor next door who knocks on the door every morning. Coming to church? Just Kina with a middle finger and a cup of coffee. Just.
I'll just tell you what I think. I think she's a fucking bitch, you crazy lady trying to shoot at me and stab at me. All these ladies, why? Only sweet Jewel, it's so nice.
He's complaining like every character in our game is behind him, giving Keenan the thumbs up, nodding, just like, good job. I want somebody draw that for me, please. Just Kina complaining. No, sorry. What's his face?
Yeah.
Complaining at Kina.
Yeah.
And then like the rest of the cast behind him, just thumbs up, nodding at Kina, like yes.
Chiyu
Stick him.
Chiyu's secretly giving the thumbs up, but wouldn't openly do it.
Ash would do it for.
Shell says Kina does what no one else would dare do. Chiyu's too nice too.
I feel so attacked. Okay. So yeah. Oh, actually. Now I want to know what your theories are for this character. There's a couple of characters I want to know what your theories are. But this one, the doggy, because it's a very mysterious doggy. Started off very muttly, mangy doggo, then transformed into something far different. And I want to know what your theories are.
See, with the dog, I'm still not sure. I'm not sure, but the fact that it never really went after us until technically we went after it makes me question even if it was evil. Oh no, never mind. It just clicked.
Mm-hmm.
He was bait. He's void. That's what's essentially been trying to push into the world. Why not lead those who are supposed to be opposing you into a trap with the dog and whatnot?
Haha.
It just clicked. It just freaking clicked.
Yeah,
Like, why would it be leading us through all this stuff if not for good? Oh, never mind.
lure us over to the dark side with puppy snuggles.
Yeah.
It's being helpful in bringing us the.
But what are you talking about? Doggies are so good.
Right. Yeah, Kina.
So Althea never met the dog. Well, no, Althea did meet the dog. But it was just like he saw it over there in the corner. That's really.
Mm-hmm.
Ash isn't a fan of dogs because they were like street dogs that he'd have to shoo off and fight off so he could get warm in the alleys and whatnot. So he never particularly cared for dogs because they were like competition for warm night's rest. But it was the dog or the crazy lady, and he was about to side with the dog even after it went all scary.
And Shell says he doesn't think Kina has met the doggo, and I think Chiyu ran into the doggo a couple times. She didn't think anything ill of it until it sucked.
Yeah. Well, I don't think Kina met the dog, but she definitely met the kitty. Boink. There's a in Talon's game. Oh.
Also, I apologize for any
Yeah.
banging in the background. Apparently, one of my neighbors moved out, so they're doing work on the.
Ah, okay, no problem at all. I can hardly hear anything. But yeah, unless she'll have to go to bed, but there was also the void kitty. The kitty cat. I mean, the only ones is from Tessera's game with the siblings.
All you're gonna get is a middle finger from Rogue Karstein.
All the siblings.
All of you. Just, I told you.
Yeah, middle thing. She would be a lot more polite than that, but she was not happy because A, nobody believed her, and B, they put her in a position where she had to go rescue Kehaar and pretend she was his wife.
Pretend?
Yes.
Sure.
Althir, generally, neutral in how he feels about most people. He does think they're fools for many reasons. But that's really about it. I mean, he was calling out the points and pointing out possibilities. Even if they were wrong, there were things that they weren't willing to consider, and when confronted with them, they just got angry. So, to him, it's just like, you're fools. Each and every one of you.
Okay, I see now. Let's move on then. So we've talked about various moments, but has there have been any moments that really stood out for you, or your character? I mean, have there been instances that you predicted or didn't expect at all?
Althir waking up and just murdering an entire band of goblins with one attack. That was the most beautiful and amazing scene ever.
The goblins,
very dark. Yes. It's very dark imagery.
Yes.
But it was just so perfect for his character. I loved it.
Can you describe it?
But no. So Althir just legitimately in his crazy way basically just skips up into the middle of this little war party of goblins that's rushing them as they wake up. Necrotic Shroud. What is it? It's the Arms of Hadar, I believe. And this just shadow spreads out from him. Giant, otherworldly, ink black tentacles rise up, and he just starts grabbing and crushing goblins in the air above him, and it's just viscera raining down around him. It's really dark, but and he's just sitting there in the middle of this, pure black eyes, skeletal wings, laughing. I swear he's not an evil character.
And this is why he creeps out to you.
Yeah, Karstein was just like, wow, I'm kind of glad I think he's on our side.
It was, yeah. That's really the only, significant scene I think Althir's had, though. I also love the insight check to see that the politician dude was lying.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
In the same session in Althir, in Althir manner, was just like, oh, you're a liar. Just straight up says it out loud.
Yeah.
Pretty much everyone did that. They're like, you're full of shit.
Yeah.
Everybody thought it. Everybody was like this, but nobody said anything. And now they're just no tact. Just like, nah, you're a liar. Like, hey, this guy's a liar. Nah, he's not telling the truth. Sorry.
Matt, Shell's asking if Althir's an ass.
Yeah.
Okay.
Althir is indeed an Aesma. Yeah.
I'm just putting this picture up just for decoration.
So, yeah, no, Althir, those are probably his two biggest moments. As for Ash, wow, there's been a lot of things for Ash, because Ash just had a very emotional journey through this campaign so far. You got his first session where he wakes up and he just sees this crazy lady, and then there's Trevor, and then there's all these other things. The first big emotional thing Ash had is when Yuanti basically ended up dying right there in his arms, and he wasn't able to save her.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a very real and painful thing to him. Like, it showed him that this isn't a dream, this isn't a game, this is, you know, this is whatever it is actually happening. And then you also have the Karstein symbolizing their friendship in the next town over with the coin that she gives him. There is the the menagerie of things that happen in his own session, that are all just very impactful moments on his character. I think one of the biggest ones would be probably the biggest one among them is the talk he ends up having with Lady Fair, because it ends up resounding out a lot of the issues he had and gave him a brand new outlook on things. You know, he was a very lonely, depressed, and pessimistic kind of person at the start of it all. But with his memories and the further pain that brought him, but then the things that Lady Fair said, like, you know, I'd be happy if I would actually have somebody like you as a son. You know, I'm glad you have my name. You know, the gods have a plan. All these things. It just kind of erased the negativity. One sec.
Intermission. Filling the silence with my annoying voice.
Your beautiful voice.
Beautiful voice, eh? Thank you, too.
How Cheer, you should know better by now.
I should. I really should.
I'm blushing, you know. I blush. You cannot see because of my feathers, but I blush. I blush in many places, eh?
You're gonna be down a place if you keep this up.
Somebody is going.
Such
to
violence again!
Chicken. You need to be stopping being such a lech. She was knowing that you are not truly interested, especially as.
What you say? I'm real romantic. Like romantic words of persuasion, yeah? Yeah. I roll persuasion now. I do it now. I'll go on character sheet. I'm breaking fourth walls. Look at all the walls I break. They're on the floors. Get on my sheet. Where's my sheet? Fuck! Computers! What the fuck? Here it is!
Are you even knowing?
Yeah! Persuasion! I did it. I roll fucking shit! 3! What the fuck?
And that seems typical. That is seeming typical for you, Kehaar.
No, this stupid roll. Well, it's fine, go Prokop. Thank you very much for letting us play the game. Roll 20. We love you, kissy. But what the hell, 3? What the fuck?
Let's see. Let us seeing what she is rolling to persuade you to relax.
Give me a nice massaging.
No massaging.
I just like Chia going, you should calm down. You just hear behind Chia just start with their gun.
Oh no! Put the shooter down! Don't do it! You don't know what you're doing!
What's that?
She is believing she is knowing exactly.
I'm stepping toward. There's a waterfall behind me. I go jump. I'm jumping.
You are jumping and you
jumping down the waterfall from a pipe. Here we go. It's a fugitive.
one-winged
Oh,
man.
fuck. I didn't kill my wife.
Just don't need to
Hi.
Hi.
add a quick comment, because, oh, I'm...
Oh, yes?
Uh-oh.
There's only big moments where intro to the party,
Yes.
where she was invisible and just
Oh,
played
yes.
the creepy tune,
That was really good.
and then scared the shit out of the party, and then just drops invisibility with the dagger at Ash's throat.
Yep. I gotta say, that was a very impressive way to introduce your character. Very, very, like, this is like First Impressions for Dummies, written by Kehaar. This is how you do it.
This
Why
is how
is
you
it-
impress your party.
Why is it that Shell's characters have literally the worst timing ever?
Because they're all awkward. Keena's less awkward, just edgy.
I just like how, like, everyone was scared stupid and like reaching for the window or like just trying to get away in a tiny room. It was very, very
Like-
good.
10 by 10 cube. Panic everybody.
Yeah.
And then
Listen,
when she stabbed the one guy.
Yeah. You
I mean,
stabbed
Carson
that
had-
person.
Carson had every reason to full on freak the shit out after what had happened due to Keena's spell.
She was not appreciative of Keena half the time, but she's working on it.
It's quite funny. Like, you got the biggest problems with the two Asimir in the party.
God, yeah!
And if she could only hear what's going on in Karstein's head, that'd be even more.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I wanna pitch that one at you, Ree. Like, as a player reading Gunslinger Karstein's journals, that creeping voice in her head.
I'm going to quote Kehaar here. What the fact?
What the fuck? Yes.
Yeah. No idea exactly what's going on, but there is definitely something going on in her head, and not sure what. Interested to see where it goes.
Oh, I totally want to. I totally want to.
You want to? You know you do.
It's fun. I usually don't get to have characters that have this sort of outside influence.
Mhm.
So being like, hey, I want to do this, and Leek was like, yeah, go for it. I was like, oh, this is bad. She literally just gave me the rope to hang myself. This is bad. But it made sense. If we ever get to a point where I give you a certain character's backstory, you'll understand why Karstein now has a voice inside.
Mhm. So how about you, Ree? Like, what's the defining moment for your character, or how, one that stands out for you?
Oh God. There were a couple, and I have to say Ash's backstory was a big one. I mean, the granted the end of Karstein's, with the whole fight and trying to protect her uncle, but and just that sense of that real sense of bad shit happening. But then we hit Ashes, and there was definitely some more serious bonding going on, and she's feeling very protective, and a lot's going on, and that really started her bonding with the party. And then except for Keena, but Keena's going to be a challenge. She set herself as, she was like, okay, Keena is terrifying, but she's going to be a project I'm going to work on, and I'm going to take it slow. So it's kind of that thing. But then her own story, so between the not being able to resurrect the guy that Keena killed, or the person that Keena killed, had a level of frustration in her. And then not being able to do anything for Ash's dad. Helping Lady Fair was good. She actually felt like she had accomplished something, but the rest of the story in Ashes, she felt like her hands were tied for the most part. And then getting into her own story, and she couldn't do anything to help the people at the temple at that moment, and getting the back story of what was going on, and still not being able to directly do anything that moment. It has set such a level of, at times there's a bit of helplessness, but it's only gone to spur on this determination within her that, okay, Lathander's speaking to her, he needs her to do this, but she really needs to help people, and she's going to do whatever the hell she can to break through this cycle of passing out. And she saw the void and the void creatures, and that hand reaching up to pull the dog back down, and she's like, all right, I know my enemy now. And so she's was just kind of spurred on by Lathander, and that other voice who she doesn't know who it is. Hell, I don't know who it is. The female voice.
Yeah.
And so just that encouraged her. That helped spur her determination, and seeing the hand reach up, and the woman, anger, frustration.
This woman? Tell me about this woman.
That dark, evil woman who's been taunting them. That's all she knows. Something to do with the void, but that's all she knows, and that's all right now she needs to know. But she is getting to the point where she is going to smite a bitch. She cannot heal somebody if she gets cut off while trying to resurrect or heal somebody. She wishes she could go back through time, and resurrect the guy that Keena killed. In fact, that's when she gets a chance to pray. She prays to Lathander that, maybe he could do something, or the guy's the person's soul is at the very least at peace, and the person who's mourning them.
Yeah. I mean, how does she feel? Because she basically was in direct contact with her deity and whatnot. And it's not the first time as well, it seems.
It was the first actual time, I think. Like, she's the part where she had been in jail, imprisoned. I don't know if that was actually her being in contact with him when she was released, but just basking in the sun and the glory. She had gone a little insane at that point. So I don't know how much of that was actually Lathander and how much was just her insanity and circumstances. But actually getting to talk to him, she feels inspired. She feels refreshed, renewed. He's really bolstered her determination to see this through. And he's he's definitely, as I said, bolstered her, not only her strength, but her faith.
Mm-hmm.
Not that she ever really wavered in her belief of him, but just it's a bit of vindication. So, which she can then use to whack Kino with. Gently urging.
Gently, yes.
Sorry, Shell. But yeah, she's just pretty much been inspired. So there's definitely a very grim determination within her to see this through. Hell or high water, she is going to give it her absolute all. And she is going to get everybody through it as best she can as well. So there's still that sometimes helpless feeling that she can't fix things, she can't restore people right now. She keeps falling asleep, but it's frustrating. And it just, the frustration she takes and she turns it into determination to, I'm going to stop this.
Exciting.
I am returned.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
At least for a moment. Let me, I guess real quick, finish mine if that's all right.
Go ahead.
So yeah, the whole scene with Lady Fair took.
Uh-oh. Took. No. I think he got cut off.
I'm gonna get a drink real quick. I'll be right back.
Oh no! He just exploded. Hang on. He's still in the thing though. What's going on? Well, I guess I'll move on for now.
Whoops.
Whoops. Okay, I'm gonna ask, let's put this out there. How, anything in hindsight, was there anything you would change? Or make different choices?
See, the thing is, like, I don't feel like Rogue Karstein has had any hard choices to make. I think maybe probably push the idea that that they were going to use a worm to attack the city harder. But for Gunslinger Karstein, it's really, I think the biggest thing would have been to keep a better eye on Brona. Like, knowing that she has already caused trouble. And be like, listen, you cannot be pulling that shit in my city. Keeping a better eye on her for that, I think, would have been the big thing. As for the ending of that episode, I don't know. I really don't. Because as a player, I would have said no. But, we call it. But finally Matt disconnects. But as a character, I feel like it was the right choice for her. So it's definitely a conflict of what does the player want and what does the character want. And I think torturing the break-in, the torturing them, that one's another conflict of player versus character. Character might have fought more and like brushed Ash off and like try to like gotten more answers out of them. But as the player, like I'm not that type of person. So I'm just like, but it was definitely outside my normal wheelhouse. I don't usually play angry, stick a knife in your side and twist type characters. So those would have been like the three: Brona, the ending of Karstein's episode, and then that quick little torture scene.
Yeah.
So apparently my signal cut out on me there. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, you did.
So where did it cut me off at?
Basically what you were trying to say.
Wait, what? It cut me off where?
You started talking
Basically.
and immediately cut off.
Oh, it just immediately did it. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, up until leading up to his conversation with Lady Frey, Ash was just feeling like every bit of negativity and depression and like down on himself that he could.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Ash. He is what's left behind.
Yes.
He's alone, and that's all he'll ever be. But that was something that talking to Lady Fair and what she said just took all of that depression and negativity and flipped it on its head, and just kind of ignited his hope that maybe he wasn't so alone, and he started to really take in and accept the friends that he had started to make, and really value them, and take in, the circumstances and his curse / gift as he was perplexed over, and went from there to be really joy. It's like, you see it through all of Chiyu's session where, Ash is charismatic, like he is happy, as far as things considered, except for Crazy Lady, and then you see it towards the end where, he was able to willingly give up the one bond he had to his blood parents, to his family, to help somebody. So that was a really big thing for Ash, was that conversation with Lady Fair. And then the orphanage scene was definitely something. And I will say, prior to Lady Fair, with how Ash was feeling, watching Gunslinger Karstein shoot her uncle was kind of traumatic for him, because he had nobody, had no one, and he watched somebody who had an uncle and a family member there willingly give them up and take their life, and he was just kind of like, why? Like, you have this, why would you take it away? It was beyond something he could understand, and it hurt him a little bit. But again, a lot of that was flipped after Lady Fair, and I'd say the bit with the end of Chiyu's session was definitely something. Listening to her story, exploring that, being there with her through it all, which is why at the end, when he says his bye, he's just like, he's smiling at Chiyu, and he's just like, I'll see you when I wake up. So, a lot of that sadness is gone from him now, and he's just fully, accepting and very solidified on the friends that he has, and is set for whatever this weird adventure throws at him next.
That's good. That's a big milestone then.
Yeah.
So the next question I posed was, is there anything in hindsight you would change or do differently?
That's all you, Matt.
So me?
We already answered.
Okay, I maybe make Out There even a little bit more crazier.
Oh no.
Well, there's some tidbits to Out There's creation when I made the character and stuff that I couldn't carry over to 5e as it is currently. So those elements aren't there, and I think they would make Out There slightly crazier, yes, but also a somewhat more interesting character, maybe. So I mean, he's already very interesting, I guess. No, I think, I usually think through the choices I make in my characters quite a bit, so I can't say there's a lot of things I'd really change about how I did anything.
Okay. Let's see. Is there anything that happened that you wish was different in your ideal world you could control? Is there any outcome you'd wish turned out differently?
That we didn't fall asleep after I gave the guy my necklace. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, that would have been nice, because maybe you could have gotten something. Angry burp noises.
Angry burp noises.
Yeah, I don't... Like, I'm conflicted, because, like, I think...
Go ahead.
No, go for it, because I'm still...
Okay, so Shell says that he was there for Tess's session.
Yeah.
All in caps.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it is a shame. It is a shame. I wish I could redo that one, but you know, it's happened now. That's it.
Freaking worm!
A freaking worm!
Well, I wish I had realized that at the end of that session that those one goblins were carrying bombs.
Mm-hmm.
Because I found out too late.
Yeah.
Because I blew up one, and then I'm like, crap. If I had blown up the one next to it, I could have potentially taken out the big bad guy before he ever did anything.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
And I was just like, dang it. I knew I should have attacked that one.
Alright, let's see. So
Responds Gobby Boom.
Gobby Boom, yes. Alright, there's been like a character death earlier on, as we talked about previously, and a few of the party members have either never appeared again or have reappeared in odd ways. What would you do? What do you and your characters think about those situations? I mean, Ash has already described how he felt with Yunte's death.
I'm curious about the answer to this too, because I know Out There hasn't been around in a while for Rogue Karstein, so.
Mm-hmm.
Gunslinger Karstein would apologize to Yonti. That's for certain. Like that was a stepping stone for her. Just to kind of reinforce that she's going to end whoever is in the middle of all of this. For her also, Brona can go take a long walk off of a short cliff. She wants, like, she understands what happened, but she's unable to let go of that rage that she feels towards her. For Rogue Karstein, she hasn't gotten her bearings. She's just kind of putting on a smile and going, yeah, I'm writing stuff down. I still don't know what's going on. And she's kind of just not... She doesn't know what to expect, and she's just kind of keeping her... kind of setting the bar low, because, like, the one person that she kind of trusted, which was Althir, since he hasn't been around and all these other new people are starting to show up, she's just like, yeah, I don't know if I should actually be friends with any of you beyond just getting the work done.
I mean, Out There doesn't really give her a choice in the matter.
Your friends, and that's it.
Yeah. There's like, nope. Friends, yep, that's us. Best friends.
Whether she likes it or not.
Well, it's a consistent weirdness. And she's like, okay, he's consistently like this. That's okay by me. But it's the popping in and popping out. Excuse me. Oh, I mean, she's also got Z. Z's quiet but chill. So she's cool with him. So yeah, so for her, it's just, yeah, don't know what to do.
Here's a fun question. If your characters reached high levels, what are you looking forward to having them do?
For Chiyu, it would be more. It would be hopefully having the materials and or money to restore life to people and just bring more healing and peace of mind to people. Spread the word of Lathander. Get that temple fixed up and running.
I've been playing Ash in the sense that he has no control over his magic, because Ash is a sorcerer. That is the class I put him as. Though, he has no control over this power, and he's slowly getting it. Like he's sort of able to cast cantrips at will.
Uh-oh.
By like his growth and progression with control of his power and the things that he can do. Also, there's a really fun thing I want for Althir in higher levels, because it'll really screw with everybody even more, and I can't wait for it.
Oh, great.
and that is all you're getting on that. But we're all just gonna go into a session, and you're all just gonna be completely confused.
Oh no.
I don't like the thing. Like for Rogue Karstein, the thing is, like, despite me playing that character for so long, over many iterations, she doesn't really have a end goal. So high level, I think would just be, for her at least, probably just getting more knowledge and exploring more of the world. Because she's been stuck in her mom's tavern for so long, and she's been kind of isolated to the city that she was raised in, born and raised in. For Gunslinger Karstein, if this whole thing finishes up and she survives, she's got a very large chip on her shoulder, so she would probably break away from the group that she's technically now in charge of, I just realized. But kind of spread that in a much more stricter, not evil, but a very black and white sort of mentality. And kind of just take care of things the best she could.
I do remember now that me and Ree had a fun conversation one time of say after this adventure, a little bit older Ash, and is because he's set in his ways that he's gonna travel and adventure now. Period. He's treasure hunter or whatever. But just an older Ash that explores, and him and Chiyu just exploring. When she does her cleric thing, Ash does his adventuring treasure hunting thing, and because it was a fun conversation.
And Chiyu tags along because he's the only family she has, until she eventually dies of old age around 30.
No.
Unless the gods
Ash
bless
will
her with
be
unnatural.
with her every step of the way.
Yep, buddies forever.
It was a really fun conversation to have, and it was a fun image just of an older Ash. So the lot less young Ash that you see, but an older more adventurous Ash, who actually has control of these powers, and just out exploring with Chiyu in tow.
Would older Ash have a beard?
Older Ash, when Ash actually gets into his later 20s, early 30s, maybe not a full beard, but I think Ash would actually grow like a goatee out.
Nice.
Like I know Ash as he is now. When he just woke up with that full beard, he was just like, nope, I don't. This isn't, no.
I miss that, Bill.
He's like, this isn't right. This isn't natural.
I miss having you flip a coin for it.
I keep going. I keep going back and forth with older Ash and him potentially having like a goatee or not, but he might have a goatee. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shell would like to add that Kina is going to kill a god.
Whoa. What ambition. My life goal. Destroy a deity. Yeah, very metal. Okay.
But yeah,
yeah.
And traveling with Ash too would be a good way for Chiyu to do her missionary work. Spreading the word of Lathander and his works, and just she'd have her own traveling companion.
Yeah.
I think it would work well.
Now, speaking of Burby Troop, Burby on the road.
It'd be a really cool, fun adventure little duo thing. And please believe I may or may not have in a particular world a flame-throwing sorcerer and his clerical Aarakocra companion wandering it.
I look forward to meeting those. Oh.
That's sweet.
That is very sweet. Ooh. Okay, so speaking of progressing characters, I also run a commoners game on the side for when everyone can make it, or I need to just fill in a week. And slowly, it's becoming its own thing. And after a couple of sessions, the characters are building up from this commoner level. And it's set in the same world as the MeNATTErie as well, with a few NPCs tying it together. So can you tell me your characters from that? I know it's just like Rose and Ree has been playing in this.
Yeah.
I have a character made, I never get to be there for those games. So.
Soon.
He's a fun character too.
Oh no. I imagine it's like baby Althea. But yeah, for the commoner game, I play a budding wizard tiefling named Nethfaris, who she's not your typical tiefling. She's one of the ones who happens to have random tiefling traits. So she's got the goat legs and the cloven hooves. She's got a little bit of the canines going on, and instead of 2 horns, she has 3. She's got 2 that kind of swoop back, and then she has this like little nub of a unicorn thing going on, and if it looks like it's starting to curl backwards on her too. But she has a familiar pet snake. After her mother, who owns the tavern, received a book as payment, Neth went and took the book and started reading through it and kind of figured out some of the things. Like, the one thing she was able to do was figure out how to summon this pet snake, who is very lazy, likes to pretend that he's a necklace. And she definitely doesn't want anything to do with the tavern. She just wants to read and learn magic.
So Ree's commoner was introduced in the Halloween commoners game with the circus troupe. Yes. Can you tell me about her?
God. Yeah, Sorsha is. Oh God, what did I make her? I just made her and I don't remember.
Was she a dragonborn?
Yep.
Yeah, she's dragonborn. I'm just trying to remember her.
Well,
her
she was a
class.
bouncer, kind of a bouncer cook.
Yeah. So she's a bouncer slash cook. She's got kind of her own little history going on. Those yearly trips that she disappears for and that Nath's mother gives her shit over is actually her going back home to mourn the dead because her tribe got slain. And so she takes time off to travel and come back, and has never said a word about it to Neth or her mother. Just she needs to go away for a couple of weeks, and then she comes back. Hey, it's around Halloween, and but yeah, she's been there a few years, helping out in the kitchen and helping to clean things up and take care of Neth, and she kind of views Neth as a little sister, and she's very protective of her, and tries to indulge her in her reading and protect her from her bitchy mother keeping her working. But yeah, goals and aspirations is basically she's kind of keeping her head down for the most part right now because, you know, she's the last of her tribe. Once she's dead, that's it for her tribe.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's not much to Saoirse at the.
But it's only like the second commoner game. The first one I saw she was
I
in.
have a fun character made.
Oh yeah, do you want to keep it a secret?
So tell us.
Well, I don't remember everything because I wrote this character back when the first commoner game was being set up. I just remember that he's the son of a guy in town that it was just him and his dad. His dad, I don't remember if his dad was like a butcher or a market stall salesman, whatever. But essentially, he used to love helping out his dad working in the shop when he was younger. But as he got older, he kind of got ensorcered into the local crime and like kind of back alley shady business and whatnot. And but then his dad passes away, and turns out his dad had this enormous debt to a noble in town who was a friend of his and was trying to help him, stay on his feet. And his dad was always trying to help, get his son, my character, out of this shadiness. But when his dad passed, and then he was left with his dad's debt and whatnot, unsure what to do, this noble was just like, "I'll give you a chance to work it off. You work for me. You'll be one of my servants." And basically my character ends up working his way up and is like the head butler of this noble's house.
You're very fancy.
Yeah, like you go from, a kid of a commoner to back alley street rat to to a noble's head butler that's, somewhat talented with a knife.
Yeah. The butler did it in the dressing room with the knife.
he's definitely more tame than my other two characters from the main game, but he's a cool character. And if that character ever saw actual level progression, I could do even more fun things with him. So, but yeah. I will eventually make it to a commoner's game and use him.
I hope so. More the merrier.
Please.
Yeah, so I was talking with some of you as well about this, but eventually I would like for this to develop into its own full thing as well. Because commoners are below adventurer level 1, but when they do eventually work up to adventurer level 1, they can choose to either take something at a level 2 equivalent if it's the same as their flavour, which is to say, like a feat they take to basically give them something along the lines of a class, or take something new at level 1. So I'm wondering, like, to tie everything in somehow would be great fun.
It would be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the day when we can actually, make them into proper class.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Fully fledged adventurers. I just thought it was nice to be able to, like, actually build a character up from a nothing, from a total greenhorn. Because like most people just start off as fully fledged adventurers and just have these various tragic backgrounds. But it's just nice that there's just ordinary folk working their way up.
See where they start. Yeah.
Yeah. It's very nice. Okay. Let's see then. Whoa! What did I do that for? Stop it.
Lake, just throwing out here.
Yeah.
General chat on your MeNATTERie Discord.
Oh yes, is there people talking? Ah. Oh, okay then. Okay. Let's see. I'll move along then. Okay, so if you want to talk about how you created your characters, go ahead. Because the next thing really is like, for creating characters and building on their story and personalities, any tips or advice for new players of D&D or anyone that is interested in trying them out? So, like, for example, what did you do to create your character?
Yeah, that's merge the things.
Yeah.
Do all the things. As someone who really wanted to talk about this a little bit, I'll say this: I have 2 different characters, both made 2 very, very different ways. Yeah, I have Ash, who, at his core, is a very unoriginal character. I literally just looked at Locke from Final Fantasy VI and was just like, but to be specific, Locke from Final Fantasy VI, but the way that he's interpreted in Record Keeper specifically. So a thief / rogue that has this connection with fire and phoenixes and these things. And so originally looking at making Ash, I was just like, well, I'm gonna multi-class him as a, like a sorcerer rogue, and take some levels in rogue to get sneak attack, to get stealth and the thief perks. But then I looked at, by doing that, I'm missing out on a lot of the really fun and cool fire spells and other tricks that come with my sorcerer bloodline. So I found a really useful feat that let me emulate being a rogue very, very well.
Yeah.
While still playing a sorcerer. And that's how you ended up with Ash. His actual personality and character were things that just kind of came with the writing of his backstory. So, yeah. I know. So looking at other sources for inspiration is a very common way to do it, I suppose. And it's a very effective way because, there's a lot of sources of fantasy and fiction out there that can give you some fun ideas. And it definitely worked in my favor here.
How about, yeah. What about
Althir? So, Althir came about whereas one day I was sitting and I was flipping through one of the 5th edition books. I don't remember which one. Well, no, I know which one. I was flipping through the Volo's Guide to Monsters because that's where the Aasimar race is detailed. And I was just kind of flipping through it, and then I was reading, and I saw and read that Aasimar have this connection to their celestial patron, parentage, benefactor, whatever it is, however it is you are. What was that?
Who knows?
To whatever it is that makes you an Aasimar, essentially. And then I realized, and then I just kind of occurred to me that I was like, huh, that sounds a lot like, a warlock and their patron. And then I was like, so what about a character that, has two voices talking in their head to them at all times? I'm like, man, that'll make them a little unhinged. Like that'll wear down at you a little bit, I think. And then I kind of thought about it, and I'm like, when I further developed this character, he ended up in his initial draft, he was both an Aesir and a Tiefling. He was, half angel, half demon, warlock. He was what I think the old term for the races is a Nephilim.
Yeah.
But there was no way to represent that fully, because it was going to be, angel mother, demon father, patron, old god, and all of these things talking in your head. But I was like, that doesn't fully work. So we're going to go with just, the Aesir and the warlock. And so we went old god, warlock, so great old one, Aesir. And then I just took these voices and this idea of, just voices in his head, and then just built upon it and added to it with his backstory and stuff that I'm going to leave vague for the simple fact that it hasn't actually been shown in the game yet, and I don't want to spoil things. But it did, and so I just compounded upon the voices that were in his head until there was just so many. And so many and growing. And then took that idea as a character of, he was, prior to completely losing it, a good person. So he's just going to continue being a good person, but insane. So now his character was pretty natural from there. I'm just like, as ludicrous and random and unhinged as I can get, I guess. I just roll with the punches and see what happens and play and react accordingly, I suppose. And it has been a blast because he is a fun character to play. And that persona is fun to encapsulate. I mean, I'm already a very exuberant person normally, so I was able to get into that bit very very easy. So he's really fun, and there's still little tidbits about him that are not known. But his creation process was just, I saw something and had an idea and I rolled with it. And it's, sometimes it only takes a little, the smallest little thing, the smallest little spark to start a whole idea train that becomes a character, that becomes a backstory, that becomes a campaign story. And there you have it. That's basically where Althea came from. And I'd say give advice that, don't be afraid to do something completely out there when making a character, because it can be really fun.
Alright, so some questions to everyone else.
You can go ahead. I got orange in my mouth.
Oh god. So first was Yunte, and I was at a loss what to create for the game, to be honest. So I kind of thought about it, and I have in WoW this troll hunter I would play, and I just loved her personality, and I'd never be able to do her accent in vocally, but just personality wise, it was just great. So I tried to figure out the best way to kind of fit her in. Decided to take her and make her a druid. Wasn't really wasn't into her creation that much, unfortunately. I couldn't find anything that really fit her. So I can't say I'm really heartbroken she died. I'd definitely play with her, play around with her, take some more time creating her again. If I decided to play her again, but and then Chiu, well, we needed a cleric, so that was a given. And then just what to make her from that point, and I wanted to do something a little different, so did a little reading into Aarakocra, I can word, and just spent some time. I don't know. I don't think I really had a whole lot of inspiration for her. I wanted to do something different from my usual clerics. So Ree's usually a cleric. Ree's a healer, and she is a very cynical, bitter, sick of people's shit healer. And then I have my other cleric, who is Celia. And Celia is very meek, very eager to please. Just, you can order around. She's got no real strong will or personality. Just take care of others, do what she's told. And I didn't want to play either of those, so just thinking about her backstory and her past, and researching Aarakocra and where they were from, and their tribe structure, and their gods, and just their culture and history, and that's kind of how Chiu wound up coming to be. Just lost to her tribe, when they were under attack from enemies, wound up on the material plane, and then it's like, where would she take it from there? And I've always had this anti-religion, anti-organized religion thing going. So I'm not anti-religion as it is. I'm just anti-asshole organized religion. So just kind of turned the church into a bit of that, especially reading a bit about the temples and stuff, about how young nobles would join the church of Lathander to as something to do until they actually had to take on their duties of ruling and stuff like that. So it's like that just seemed to kind of fit. But Chiu would be a very grateful little birdie for being rescued, and I could just see her seeing the sun for the first time when she first came to the plane, and just being absolutely amazed and enamored, and just kind of impressing on it, like a baby bird and its mother. And so that's essentially what happened with her. And she's she's very caring and wanting to help people, but at the same time there's still very much a bit of willfulness, and she won't roll over, as Celia would. So it was a little bit of inspiration from some of my other characters, but also just a lot of research and a lot of just trying to find and work through her personality. And you don't need to have like a full backstory written up when you create the character and know their full personality. You can sort of start to find and feel your way through the character as you're playing them, and see how they interact with the world. And I mean, when I first started playing Chiu, she was supposed to just I was supposed to have her like be quoting text constantly from old scriptures.
Mm-hmm.
But not having a memory, she wouldn't be able to remember those anyway. So,
Well, I'll add that,
actually-
yeah. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'll add that it does help with the role playing and playing characters. At least for myself, especially when you might have a backstory and you might have things written, but you're still not entirely certain how a character would act. For me, I take a little bit like a single piece of my personality or myself, and I put it in my characters to reflect me. And then I kind of hone in on whatever that piece is I put with the characters, and then the rest of the personality kind of builds itself.
Yep. And yeah, there's definitely a bit of that in Chiu. So, and just sometimes role playing with the other characters too, and reacting to them. It's like, how would Chiu react to this? How would my character react to this? And then you just build from.
Yeah, Rose, what do you think?
Rogue Karstein has always been a rogue. Like I said, I'm an old school player, Thaco. So, like I said, Karstein's always been a rogue. Her backstory has somewhat changed back and forth. She's always got the diplomat prince of a father and the former gladiator mother. But depending on who raises her, changes what she looks like, mainly the color of her hair and her last name. But she's always been a rogue. And like I said, she's, no matter how I've played her, she's always been had the stereotypical wanderlust and always wants to read, always wants to learn. So it was very straightforward, especially I feel bad because she doesn't have an end goal at the moment. But for Gunslinger and Karstein, I played a gunslinger back in Pathfinder, and I loved it. So when Mercer brought Gunslinger into 5e for Talison's character, I was like, Gunslinger! So I hooked right into that, and I love what Mercer did with the class. It's amazing. So when I was given the opportunity to play an alternative Karstein who was a little bit older, a little bit rougher, and was a gunslinger too, I was definitely into it. I changed her background to be a bit darker than OG Karstein's stuff. And as much as I love my rogue Karsteins, Gunslinger has been a lot of fun, especially with her, doing what I've been able to do, and thanks to you. Specifically, kind of like a handing of torch from mentor to apprentice sort of thing, but not in a good way.
No.
And having this new driving force behind her. But yeah, it was just more, I wanted a character who was a bit, like I said, a bit rougher, a little bit more experienced, because I usually play Karstein as a late teens, early 20s. But this one's definitely older, definitely more experienced, definitely has seen stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it for those two. It's kind of straightforward. There's nothing special about them.
It's just nice listening to, because I know I've talked to everyone about the characters and then sort of read all the backstories and stuff, but it's just nice to see how the thought process behind making the characters, because I don't really get to talk that much about the backstory, personality, unless I need to poke you for information.
I'll say that characters definitely grow exponentially based on the game that they're in and the way the DM runs it. And
that's
you've
true.
done a fantastic job and you've helped flesh out some really fun characters, and you've been fantastic and helped make these characters great characters that I've come to really love. And let me say, you do the voices in Althea's head justice to an extreme level, because that was just That was just great when Crow stole the apple.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
and then
freaking
was-
Crow.
So thank you, Leek, for setting this game up and just being so fantastic at what you do.
Yes.
Very much so.
Good
This
good
is,
DMs really make the characters and make the game.
I'm blushing.
It's true.
Thank
And,
you. Thank you for giving me opportunities to talk to you with Kehaar as well.
He'll be
Yeah,
dead
see,
before it's all over.
I mean, I guess that's the downside to it all.
He'll be dead before it's all over. It's okay.
Someone's setting him on fire, apparently. I don't know.
Someone is setting up the bomb. Yeah.
Yeah. Shell says he'll be home in about 10 minutes. So.
Oh
Rest
well,
assured.
you see, I'm wrapping up now, so I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry. It's like this is the end of the questions. Yeah. Because that is it. That's literally I can't stay up much longer, unfortunately, as well, because it's nearly 4 a.m. for me. Ow. But it's great to actually pull, because I wanted to do this sort of thing for a while, and you know I've wanted to like try to get games out more as well. So finally I could do this little chat I've wanted to do, and I'd like to do these periodically as well, like now and again. But I think this is a good point because it's winding down to the end from the end of this year and stuff, and I like doing end of year stuff. So maybe. Yeah, see how long this game goes, but I'd like to do another in the future.
Yeah, do one after this chapter wraps up, essentially. End of game, end of chapter wrap up. Yeah.
That'd
Let
be
us at
good.
least get to level 14. Just let's get to 14. That's all I ask.
That's
Yeah.
a bit far.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah,
just
that is
give
a bit
us
far.
just give us 3 levels right now, and then give us 3 more. Then we level up.
Bam, you're
I'll
level
give it
20. There you go.
Let's do this.
But yeah,
Would like to be a proper avatar of Lathander, please. Thank you.
yeah, sure thing, yeah. Let's do it, yep. You're all demigods now, hooray!
Let's do it.
Oh, that
Kick
would be
the void's
bad.
butt. Let's kick the void's butt. Let's
Yay.
take the fight to it right now.
So hang on. So Shell wants to quickly talk about Tess.
Alright.
Even though-
I'm going to.
I'll be his voice.
Okay.
I'm going to have
Matt,
to
you have
dip
to go,
out.
probably.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to dip out here. I just wanted to thank you again, Leek,
Mhm.
and this has been fun. And to anybody that watches or is watching, remember, Rose, Ree, and myself, we're the main characters here. So if you go back and
Stop.
you're watching the
Go.
just pay attention to us.
Get out of here.
We're the important ones. All right, love
Go,
everybody.
go.
Bye.
Bye.
Combat.
Okay,
What a
yeah.
scene.
So if you read out what Shell's saying, then
He said, using a homebrew feat that let me use two-handed weapon in one-handed at the cost of all attacks being a disadvantage for Tess. That's like a. I swear there was something like that. I'm not thinking like giant grip or monkey grip, but there was something else that did that old school.
yeah, Tess, for those that weren't sure, is Shell's original character in this game. He changed to Kina when a big bad happened to Tess and her homeland. Oops.
Yeah, Shell says he did it because he likes fighters with the shield. He's going for that Dark Souls look.
Yeah.
Derp souls.
Yeah, so he says that he used the shield and ultra great sword in all of his playthroughs in Dark Souls. So yeah, so that's where he got the. So it's just like, yeah, why the hell not? Can I do that in D&D? Yeah, that's something I have to say for Leek being an awesome DM and letting us kind of get away with murder sometimes. I just realized, Mastermind Karstein, Rogue Karstein, just giving help to Tess to make them all attack with straight attack rolls.
So I'll let this Shell say a few more things, but I really gotta go now, unfortunately.
Yeah. So she has this increasingly stubborn knight training who wanted to use a large sword with her shield. Well, that was it.
Cool. No, it's good to see like the thought, because there's a different way to build the character as well. It's like I want to try this and I want to try this. I did this in this game. Can I do it in this game? It's a different approach for sure. It's cool.
That's why it frustrates me with Pathfinder Deli versus D&D Deli.
Yeah.
Being able to use acrobatics rolls and versus athletics in Pathfinder. But anyway, I know you gotta go, Leek,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. But just final note though, like I say, once again, thank you very much for entertaining me with this chat. But next game is gonna be Keena's story next Wednesday. Hopefully start a similar time as this talk was. So please look forward to that. And before I do say my final goodbyes, where can we all find you on the internet? Social media things, go.
I'm on Twitter. I'm a gaming mistress. One word. On Twitch, I am 2drinkmin. YouTube, I am 2drinkminimum TV. There you go.
Yeah.
Twitter and Twitch. I'm formerly Raven's Eye Order, but I am now Rihanna Ravsang. So working on rebranding, and once I get all that done, I'll go live again.
You can find Matt as Archangel GN on Twitter and whatnot. He's also Archangel GN2 on Twitch, I think. So just make sure you get the right thing. And he runs another game and does other streams.
And Shell/Psycho is Psycho_monk on Twitter, and on Twitch, Psycho Monks, all one word. And he streams fairly regularly.
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess I can throw out the hashtag GM the DM for
go
our
ahead.
other
Go.
Yeah, that's almost weekly for that. That's on the Twitch. It's also on the YouTube. On the YouTube? What the hell, Rose? But that's the weekly game where I get to DM and torture everyone else. That's in this. And a few others.
And that's it for now. Thank you so much. Until then. Shell wants to say that he's doing streaming regularly now. And he's currently playing through Witcher 3 NG+.
He is.
It's been very entertaining. Okay, well, until those things happen, please take care. I'll put on my bye-bye screen. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks
Bye,
for
everybody.
watching.
Bye.
Suckers. No, I mean...